Today we are going to talk about the logic of happiness. What makes you happy and what makes you unhappy? What makes you sad and what makes you overjoyed? Ladies and gentlemen, that if you can understand this logic and apply this into your life, you can be happy in the times you want. And you can be unhappy in the times you want. Because you know the logic. If you know the logic, there's no magic. But as long as you don't know the logic, it is magic. Right? Therefore, before all of them, may the noble to purge and bless you all. I hope you all are keeping well, doing fine. Ladies and gentlemen, just think about this. What was the last time you got happy? That's the reason, right? And if I were to write the reasons that you get happy, I can go with friends, money, family, house, your possessions. I can get so many examples, get so many things that would make you happy. Movies, parties, music, everything, right? I mean, you surround yourself with those, then you are happy, right? Today you have a nice smile on your face because you have them. Did you hear me clearly? Because you have them. Today you are happy because you have them. But if those are taken away from you, then what happens to your happiness? Can you be happy without them? Can you be happy if you are imprisoned? You know very well when you are in prison, you don't get to see your family. You don't get to earn money, of course. You don't get to maybe watch TV, listen to songs. You don't get to do them. You don't get to wear fashion clothes or anything because you are living in a prison. You are there to tame yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens to your happiness? What would happen to your happiness actually? Would you be happy or would you be unhappy? You would be unhappy, right? You would feel empty. You would feel denied. You would feel that the world is against you, the God is against you. Ladies and gentlemen, you suffer because of your wanting. Today you want things. Therefore, when you get what you want, you're happy. If you don't get what you want, now you're unhappy. But things actually, ladies, all the time these people feel like this outside world makes me happy and this outside world makes me unhappy. This woman over there, she is beautiful. What does it mean? She makes me happy. That man's handsome. He makes me happy. Ladies and gentlemen, no one can make you happy. Happiness is your own creation in your mind. You made it. You made it by yourself. No one can give you happiness. Happiness is your own making. When you see that person, what happens is you have this vexation in your mind that you want to see. There's a type, there's a fixed person, there's some kind of a person who is beautiful in your mind, and you want that kind of a person. That person doesn't exist because the person who is inside your mind, beautiful person, has one person that you see, that person's hair, and it has another person's eyes, it has another person's lips, and when there's a combination of all of them, and now you have a picture in your mind that this is the beauty. And whenever you see someone, you compare that person with the picture that you have of beauty. When you compare that, if there is, I would go with like more than 50%. If that picture matches with the person who is in front of you, more than 50%, you say, she's beautiful. Not that much though, but she's beautiful. If that person has more than, like 80%, she's really beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, that person is actually not beautiful. Your picture that you have in your mind, and when it's compared, you feel it like that. Whenever you listen to a song, what happens is actually that song doesn't make you happy or sad. It is a picture that you have in your mind. When you have this picture in your mind, you always compare with what you have. Since you always compare with what you have, ladies and gentlemen, what happens is actually you can't be happy with what you get. Because all the time there's something that in your mind that would you feel like that if I can have this only, that I can be happy. But since you have this in your mind, all the time there's a comparison always happening with everything you see. There's a mother that in your mind, and she takes care of you. Whenever you need support, she's there to support you. And she would hug you when she feels loved and all. And whenever you see your mother, you expect that kind of a mother. And if she always blames you now, all of a sudden she starts to blame you. She starts neglecting you. You feel, what happened to my mother? I mean, she is your mother. No, what happened to my mother? I mean, she is your mother. No. She is your mother. Since you have this all the time, that is a comparison. I mean, that's why after a while you feel like, now in relationship, that is a huge problem, right? After a while you feel like that person, no, he was like that, but now he isn't. He was like that, but now he isn't. He promised me the moon, but now, he doesn't even care about me. I mean, those things you feel like because always there's a comparison happening in your mind. Since you have this comparison, ladies and gentlemen, you can't enjoy what is happening right now. Because that's pleasurable picture of everything. That's always a pleasurable picture of everything that you experience. Since you have this pleasurable picture, all the time you are in suffering. Because you are waiting for that to happen. You're waiting for that to happen. You have worked so hard that you badly want a promotion. Since you want that promotion, you would work really hard. Your fingers to bone, you would work because you want that. And if you don't get that, your mind is in hell. Ladies and gentlemen, the picture that you have creates expectation. And when there's expectation, that is the suffering. Therefore, this creation which is inside your mind is the problem. And how does this creation happen in your mind? We'll talk about that later in another talk that we're having. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, understand. Don't go after the world by thinking that this world would make you happy. Don't spend your time, money, and no, I won't say spend. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your effort. Don't waste your money for something that you can't have. Keep that in your mind. Have a nice day. Thiruvan Sarma.